Hello, hello, everyone. It is Template Tuesday. I think it is, what's it? It's 27th of November today, 2018. Today will be a quick Template Tuesday. We're just going to go through a couple of our small new features. Then I'm going to make a block or two in here, and then take a bunch of questions, any questions that you guys might have. And kind of go from there. I think we've got lots of different templates at this point in here, lots of different layouts. Been asking you guys for some additional layouts, but we're not getting too many recommendations. So as such, I'm going to take the one that we did get recommendations for this week and kind of make the top header for it. And I'm also going to discuss, actually I'll get into this now, I'm going to discuss a couple of the just smaller new features that we've got, but definitely helpful ones. So let us jump right in. Let's take a look at, let's go with this template to start with. One of the new things that we added is, see if we've got a form on the page yet. No, we don't have a form on the page yet. So let's just go ahead and drop in a form field here. Boom, first name, great. So one of the things that we didn't have when we launched that I definitely wanted or found a use for a couple times was the placeholder color. So, a lot of different forms have, different label colors, which is great, but I wanted to get a placeholder color so that I can make this text that's inside a different color, and we just added that. So you'll see here now when you come to input text color, we've got light. I can change this to primary, however. And text color placeholder. Yes, we should be good on that. Looks like this is set as a label. Make this a placeholder. So there we go. Now you see the orange placeholder that we've got going on. And what's nice about this is if we go ahead and preview it, come on down, wait, or go back up. There we go. So you'll see that it's nice and orange there, and then we click right in, it just goes away. And we can use the regular input color. But it gives you a really nice way to kind of style these inputs and make them look a little more slick. Definitely make them pop out. Sometimes you'll notice on forms it's a little too light. I think because this pulls from your theme color, your light color, it may have definitely felt like that before, but it shouldn't any longer. Yeah, that would have been too light, obviously. So, obviously set it to your dark color or set it to primary color. You should be good to go on that. So that is the new placeholder stuff. Beyond that, we also added, go to this block here, fixed backgrounds. This was one of those things that we thought we had in there, but we just didn't get it right from the beginning. So let's say I want to come in and I want to set this background to be totally fixed. So now you can set it to fixed. Oh, sorry. That's a block background. It's page fixed backgrounds. That's the one that we're missing. So let me just come into this block really quick. Okay, we are transparent. And then let me come back to the settings here. Hit page settings, go to image, and now select my background and make it fixed. And what we'll see here is when we preview this page, we've got the fixed background going on there. So there's all sorts of kind of cool things that you can do with this, lots of little tricks. As you come up, you could do fixed background on the page and then do like another fixed background. There's your block. Obviously you see, any blocks that have a transparent background are going to show you that fixed color. So, or that fixed image. So what I would do in something like this is I'd probably come and, this isn't really ideally set up for it, but let me see this other block down here. Yeah, that might be better. Oops. And we want the block background. I'll make this white. I could even actually make this just a little less than white. So like maybe just a little bit of opacity here. Add some spacing to it because I just like to get that look. And all dialed in, even if I'm showing off a feature. Something like this. I'd probably put a little shadow on it. Maybe it's extra small one. And then, see, as you come over that, it kind of looks quite nice, right? You've got the fixed background going on. You got slight bit of opacity there for your background. And it's just a really, really cool way to kind of create that look and feel there. Yeah, not much to say about that, but fixed backgrounds are pretty awesome. So that's a new thing that we just added in there. And I think that is the majority of it. There's a couple things that we have coming up soon. That'll be conditional redirects. We're going to get more Google fonts in here. In fact, I think we're going to try and add all of the Google fonts. So if you have a font that you like from Google, you can just pick that out. So that'll be great. The other thing that we've had a couple issues with, but it's now working pretty decently. Let me just go ahead and change this back. Colors, white, great. Were the conditional blocks. There were, I think we had two bugs in it. But this is a really great feature, and I have a feeling that this is getting kind of underutilized. So when you come into a block, you go to the block editor and you hit display settings here. We've got a couple different settings. The very basic ones are, which one do you want to show it on? Do you want to show it on all devices, desktop only, mobile only, or when do you want the block to display it? And we can, make it display after, let's say, 5 minutes on the page. So this is great for a lot of people out there that have these, video courses where they're trying to provide kind of like an upsell offer or like a special order, just any sort of special offer, and you have a button kind of right underneath, or even like a sales block right underneath your video. So in this case, I wouldn't put it on this block. I'd create another block here. Let's see if I can find some banners or social proof. Let's see. Coupon offers. So yeah, let's just pretend it's like this. I'd probably do something different than this one in particular. But what you could do is you'd have your video and you basically say down here, wait 5 minutes until you hear about this to get some sort of special offer. And then you come in here and you set on that block, display settings, display after a period of time on the page, and then you do, what is that? Like 500 seconds or something like that. Actually, 60 times 5, I'm going to put in here. So 300 seconds. So what would happen is this block would not display. Maybe it needs to be published. Let's see here. Test. Let's do template Tuesday. New 11/27/18. Let's take this off so that I can publish it. Save and publish that. Let's make sure that I actually set that right. Oh, it looks like it got reset somehow. So let's make that 300 seconds again. Yes, staying set. Yes, great. Save. And there, it's gone. So that block will take 5 minutes. Let's just go ahead and bring the time down on this. So you can see, let's do 15 seconds. Refresh. So yeah, this would be great. You know, you're watching your video, you're telling your users, stay tuned for this, you know, epic offer that we're going to offer you. Towards the end of the video, you know, they're waiting, they're watching, and then 15 seconds later, or whenever you set that time for later, then the block displays. It's a really cool trick that I've seen a lot of the different internet marketers out there do. Brendan Burchard definitely uses this in his video sequences. I've seen Russell Brunson do this. I've seen a number of different people use this trick, and it's a great one. So that's the timed display block. And then we also have only show this block if these conditions are true. And so here we've got a bunch of different options, not the full list of conditions that are available in other areas of the app, but definitely a ton. You can do a huge amount with this, especially these ones here. Has ordered a certain amount of a product or is subscribed to a product. So I can basically say, all right, if somebody is subscribed to, you know, let's just say any subscription product, display this block. So then what you do is you set up your forms, and if somebody comes to this page, let's try and save this again. So I'm not subscribed to any of these products, so I'm not going to see that special offer. But this is a great tool for you to be able to position, you know, special offers for your clients who purchased before, or special offers for even potentially leads. You know, somebody that's come to your site before. Let's close off those notifications really quick. Do not disturb. Oops. Where was I? So yeah, so long story short, doing it this way, there's a bunch of different conditions that you have available in here. And the is subscribed to is a great one. Has ordered a certain amount of a product is a great one. But as I was saying before, if you want to be able to kind of position some sort of special offer for leads, then what you could do is when somebody comes in the very first time and they opt into form, it could be for free offer or whatever, you can tag them. And then you can basically say, if this contact has this tag, display this block, right? If this field is this value, display this block, et cetera, et cetera. There's all sorts of good ones in here. I highly recommend using this. It's really nice to be able to have targeted, you know, ads for different types of people. Another great way to do this would be, you know, if you have somebody who's purchased something from you before, then offer something with a different price. You know, display one block that people would see. You know, you could do something like has ordered not equal to one of, you know, the advanced product, you know, here. And then you would have a second block where you'd say has ordered greater than one of this. And then in that block, you would basically put in some sort of offer where it's $200 off or something like that. If you think about Black Friday and what we just went through with Cyber Monday, this is a really good tool to use to be able to provide offers for clients who purchased from you previously. So that's just one of many different use cases here. There's a ton. I highly recommend that you start playing with it. It's a good one. The only other display setting that we have in here, I think that it's been gone over before, but it's another one I highly recommend, especially for headers and for showing kind of different types of blogs. So let me just see what we can find here. So for example, let's choose this one. So on mobile, it doesn't look too bad, but I may not want to show all the different menu items on mobile. I may want to just make it so that this block only shows my logo and my call to action button, right? So what I would do is I would duplicate this, just like that. And I would come in here, I'd come back to the display settings. I'd say display on mobile only. Then I'd come up to the top one and I'd say, all right, for this one, display on desktop only. And then for the mobile only one, I'm going to take out the menu items. Then that way, on desktop, we see this. And then on mobile, we just see that. So that's great too. Very useful. Display settings, again, these are things I haven't seen in a lot of the different templates I've reviewed, but I think that you'll find that there's lots of good options there. So those are just some of the features. Let me see, is there anything else? Sticky block, I think everybody knows what sticky block is. Although we could go through the two settings of it just really quick. So make this block stick to the top of the page when it reaches the top. Yes, so that's the standard sticky block behavior. Let's just show you that really quick first. So this will make, oh, I did it on the wrong block. Just go ahead and delete this one for now. All right, so now you'll see that that block sticks right to the top, which is great. This is perfect. However, if you're on a mobile device, you may not want that behavior because the header can take up a lot of space. So because of that, we've got this other option in here. And we can say hide the sticky block when scrolling down the page. And you'll notice the other apps out there, kind of like Facebook and Google, anytime that you're scrolling on their apps, they generally have a header, but it's hidden as you scroll down the page. And so that's the only thing we're trying to emulate here, right? So we're scrolling, we get to see full clear viewport, we get to see the whole screen, everything that we're looking at. The minute we start scrolling up, it comes right back. And this is great because a lot of times if somebody's scrolling back up the page, we know that they're trying to get to something different. They've already seen all the content down here. So they really want to be able to get back to their nav. And so we bring it back. And then the minute they start scrolling down, it goes away, comes back, away, and back. It's got a nice little animation to it too. So I think that that's pretty much all the advanced block features to discuss right now before I get into making one of the blocks from one of the templates that got submitted for us to make today. So let me come on this other screen really quick and go find that template. All right, and it looks like the template that we've got this was the recommendation. And so we've got a template here. That's always a cool feature. That is something that it's definitely been planned. We will do that sometime in the future. When you scroll down the page, make the video pop over the side. Not available just yet, but that is something that will be coming. So just looking at this page in general, we've got lots of different text here, some slight, like some subtle background images. Look like they're overly blown up actually on here. Maybe not, maybe that's how they're intended to be. Lots of different text in the middle. Lots of this headline image text. And those are pretty easy to make. Adding images are pretty easy to make. So I'm not going to go through any of this kind of stuff here. We can look into doing big button. And the things that are standing out to me that we could easily do that we don't have are kind of like the bigger buttons here. Something like this. I can show you guys how to do that. The backgrounds, they have kind of this arrow thing between kind of blocks and the different sections. This actually looks like it's probably a giant background image. Let's take a look and see what we got here. What is this image of? All right, so we've got one background image. So that is on, okay, so that's one giant block there. And they've got another background image for that. So, you know, those are pretty easy to do. Let's just go ahead and save that image. Desktop. Let's come back here. Let's create a new template. All right. So looking up here, we've got a video on the right. We've got, you know, some text, some images here, buttons here. So it looks like it's mostly a 2-column block and then maybe another row with also 2 columns, but the columns are not equal like they are here. I have a full width column, another full width column with kind of this background image. Let's see how they did that. Is that a background image? Is that what they got going on there? Yep, looks like they got another background image. Let's grab that. Yep, let's go ahead and save that one. And then I think that should help us kind of complete at least that top part. All right, so just jumping right in, I'm going to do my layout first. Layout is always the way to start. I'm going to select this one because that's what we're after, right? We're after those 2 columns. And then just looking at this, we're going to do 1 row of 2 columns equal, 1 row of offset columns, 1 row of just a single column, another single column. Let's do those 4 first. So we've got that. Let's jump to the layout editor here. Let's do another. So this one we're going to add, I think it was probably kind of like right around there maybe, and then we're going to do a single and a single. And that'll give us the layout that we're after. Also, I might as well just pop in that background. Let's get that image in here. Put it on the desktop. This one. Probably a big image actually. Oh yeah, it's PNG. So that's not ideal. So something else to discuss here, actually, really quick, 1.7 megs. That's a really big image. So as you're seeing, it takes a long time to upload. It's also going to take a long time for people to download. So JPEG, compressed JPEG. So there's this great tool that I really like. It's called compressedjpeg.com. It'll let you compress, all your different files, but also it's got PNG to JPEG. So you can just come right here and you can add your PNG. We're going to convert it to a JPEG. PNG is portable network graphic. It's great because it has high quality, but it's also bad because it has high quality in the sense that you can have a 1.7 meg image in your page. And again, like one of the biggest things that causes slow loading time of pages is when there are a lot of images that are bigger. Because what has to happen is your clients have to download that. Now, if you think about desktops and kind of this modern day that we're in, it's not too bad for people who have cable, cable internet and, fast DSL connection, but people who are on slower connections, I know that doesn't seem like there's a lot, but there actually still are a lot. It's going to be slower. Also for people on phones, people who are in, bad areas that don't get good service, it takes a long time for those to load. So one of the things that you want to do is try and optimize your images always. It's like a really, really, really big thing. So using a tool like, like this really helps with that. So now I'm going to download this. Let's take a look. So yeah, so we're looking at, we went from the 1.7, wait, this is 145. So we went from the 1.7 meg to 145 KB. I mean, there's just like no comparison there. And when it does it, you're going to see it looks pretty identical. It does not degrade the quality that much. So there we go. Pop it in just like Flynn. Okay. All right, so now let's take a look and see what we've got going on here. Let's copy this text, just so we get the same thing what's going on over here. Let's get some text up in here. Probably do some large body text. All right, kind of there. And then we've got a couple different images here. I wonder if I can just drag these images in. No idea if this is going to work. Nope, it's telling me it won't. All right, so I'm going to save these images really quick. Save one. Oh man, these are big too. Yeah, those are actually, let's see. I mean, they're smaller, but if we took them into the compressor, let's get rid of this one. Let's get some JPEGs for these. You can just drag them right in, which is great. Let's download all of those. So I don't know if you just saw, but it says, so, before we were looking at 250 for one of these, 145, 184, so that's 400, 500, almost 600 KB. And we just took that down to just over 200 KB. Again, that's saving a whole bunch of time in loading these images on the user. So I would definitely highly recommend that. Let's pop in this one. Oops. Looks like I just copied over that instead of, oh wait, we were putting it up here, that's why they're smaller. This one here. All right, there we go. So Ross, Eric, let's see, Stephen. Stephen was over here, and then Stephen was under a video. So we've got the video going on. All right, so we've kind of got the layout almost there. Just bring this back over. So we're pretty close on that, but obviously we're seeing some things that we want to do, right? I think the spacing between these, the top and bottom of these things is probably fine. I probably give this a little extra space. I think we're fine there. The one thing that we do want to do is add a little space between, right? So something that I like to do for this would be going to the column and adding the spacing on the right side here. Do 20 because I feel like that's probably a 40 pixel gap. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. All right. I think we're looking pretty good there now. Bring this down just a tad. Oops. It's probably not going to line up perfect when we go to preview anyways. All right, we're looking kind of close here. I'm just going to change this color to be our primary color because I think that's probably very similar to what they have over here. It looks like it's a little darker. So instead, I'm going to make the primary color darker. Come into the color palette. Select something that I think is probably closer. Okay, so there we go. Yep, we're looking good. I've showed this in other videos. If you ever want to see what the color of some of these text items are, it's really easy. You just right-click text, and then you select inspect, and that'll take you to the HTML code. And generally what you can do is you can come right in here and see. Now there's lots of different pieces that would do it. If you want to see a synopsis of everything, of all this code, so you just see the one that's actually applying, then you come to compute it. And then you can see color, and you're like, okay, this color, go right here, it's inheriting, so it's really inheriting from this one. I'm going to switch this to hex, and then I can get that exact color. Obviously, a little bit of a trick, but it's really not that difficult to do, and it's a great way. Anytime that I see kind of a color palette that I like on the web somewhere, I'll go in and kind of do that. So we've kind of got the layout that we're going for here now with this stuff. So let's go down to this next line, put this on my other screen. So it looks like we've got a big button here. This big red, I'm just going to duplicate this, that way we can go back and forth. And so we've got the big red button here, and kind of like a little, looks like a little image here again. So let me just download this image, another PNG. I'm not going to compress this one because I've taught you that already. You can do that yourselves. But I am going to pop it in over here. Let's get the insider formula, follow those who know. So we're starting to look pretty good. Let's get a custom button in over here. The thing I want to do immediately is add that spacing, kind of like I did above. Let's go ahead and do 20 pixels on the left here again. For this one, and do 20 pixels on the right. All right, and let's do some work on this button. Well, let's go back first. Are there any buttons in here that, looks like there's some bigger ones. Let's probably get started with, although I think in this case, I'm just gonna start from scratch. So what we're looking at a two lines of text here. So to do that, we come, oops, yeah, come here and we're gonna do ship me my free insider, oops. Ship me my free insider advantage training. Now, we pay for the book you cover for shipping. All right, so we got a text there now. Oops, so the text is starting to match. Let's get the color. So we come to style. Background color. In this case, let's take a look. Is there any other reds on the page? Not really seeing, well, we have another red button. We have this other blue down here as the background. So I don't want to, I'm going to probably use that other blue as a complementary color. So I'm going to do a custom color red. And again, if I want to figure this out, I'm just going to come here and get their exact red. Another cool little trick, if you can't find exactly that one, and luckily we can, but when you open up the inspector, you can click on these little squares, and now you've got a little color picker, and you can come in anywhere and you can be like, all right, I want that red, or I want that blue. You see we're actually changing on the page. Obviously it won't save, but it's a great way to kind of, you know, if you can't immediately find the color you're after, or especially if it's like an image, like, so for example, this blue in the background is an image, but if I wanted to get that, I would just click on that and it's going to get me that exact color blue. So it's a great little tool for that. I'm just going to hit undo and then get back to the red that they had. Open the color picker again. Again, I'm going to toggle this from the RGB to the hex value. So I want the hex to be able to add here. Pop that right on in. All right, we've got that red. So we're kind of looking good here. Looks like there's a border radius on there. Now, border radius is the rounded edges. So I'm going to kick that up. Not too big. It also looks like they've got a regular border on there. Let's go ahead and unlock that. Actually, we don't need to unlock that because it's the border style, hit solid. Now, while it looks like it might be kind of like a darker black, oh, perfect. I can just come right here and figure out exactly what color that is. So there, we've got border style going on. 2 pixels of border, because I think that looks what it looks like. Add little drop shadows, a small drop shadow to it. And I think we're going to add some top and bottom padding. Give it a little extra space here. Make it a little bit bigger. The other thing I'm noticing is that we've got some, it looks like slightly bigger text. So let's try, yeah, sub headline 2 looks like that's pretty good. Maybe large body text for that. Yeah, I think we're getting kind of close here. Oops, I made that button all same color. Let's just refresh to make sure we're looking at the same thing. Oh, really? No. Let's see, red. Maybe a little bit of, yeah, I think we're looking pretty good here. Now, the only thing that we're missing on this button that they have here is this little image. That's something that we can't do. It is something that we can do with custom code. There's so much you can do with custom code. I don't know if you guys are aware, but we've got this awesome little section. If you go to settings and you hit custom code, you can put code in your header, in your body, in your footer. You can put custom HTML elements on your page. There's so much that you can do, obviously, with custom code. Something that I've been doing here and there with some people is having them kind of just build out their their core Entra page, and if they want custom stuff done, then I'll just go in and add either custom HTML elements or add kind of my custom code here. Very versatile. It makes it so you can do literally anything with your page, as long as you got a developer, or if you know how to do some coding yourself as well. So again, coming back here, we can't do the image, but we could do an icon. I don't know if we necessarily need to do that, but I will add it in just so that we can see what that looks like. So I don't know, book. We could do something like that. Make it huge if we wanted to. You can kind of see how that would look. I'm not the biggest fan of this. I'm also not the biggest fan of seeing this in there. Instead, I would probably put the image next to it. Yeah, not the end of the world, but all right, we're getting close here. Looks like we just need to bring this down. Just kind of center it up. All right, we're looking pretty close here, right? Let's go ahead and preview this, just so we can kind of really see the differences. So immediately I'm kind of seeing that this one's a little smaller width-wise than this one. So let's go ahead and fix that real quick. There's a couple ways we could do that. We could add some, some padding here on the left and on the right. We could add another column. I'm going to try that first on both of these, just to see what that does. Yeah, and that's looking pretty good. And the nice thing about the columns is if we go to mobile, then they disappear. So there we go. So empty columns will disappear. All right, so it looks like we're getting pretty close with this one. Let's go ahead and add the additional text that we've got. Centered text. I'm just going to copy exactly what they had. And we're going to get to that cool little background that they have there. Looks like this might be a little more bold. Yeah, so that looks a little bit better for the body text. And again, for those of you who don't know, when I come up here, I'm going to bold it here so that everywhere that I have body text, it always matches. So that's what we're doing here. When we come here and we're actually adjusting this font, then it's updating it everywhere that we're using body text on the page. So that's better than going here and bolding, because you can still bold if you needed to bold, particular words. And then it gives us that nice cohesive look that we want throughout the entire page. All right, so we've got our text here, except for, oops, we want to make sure that that text is also within that little area. All right, and now we want to get this. Here's what you get and how it works. Felt like I had to do a speaker voice there. All right, let's try. Although it does look like it's kind of a little bit outside. Let's just do this anyways. Background image. Oops. Browse, brush line, I think is what it was called. Let's see, can I see the size? Okay, 41, PNG 41, that's not too bad. You could deal with that. All right, so we got a little background there now. I may add some more bottom margin here though. Push this down because I feel like over here, it's kind of what they've got going on. Yeah, a little bit of space between there. So they have, here's what you'll get and how it works. Here's what you'll get and how it works. It's probably going to be a subheadline, something like that. Center this up. Let's see, is that big enough? No, it might be a little bigger. Let's try a headline. Looks like it's spilling over a little bit here. If we preview it, how does that look? Yep, it's also a little bit big for there. So let's go ahead and jump into the headline. Just bring the overall headlines down, down, down. Let's try, let's do like a 48. That should be okay. All right, now immediately kind of what you're seeing here is we don't have the whole image showing through. So what I want to do to fix that is pop right in here, give this whole column some proper padding. I want to vertical align this right in the middle so that text is right in the middle. There we go. Now I want to come back and make sure that the text that I've got in here, that right up. So now we're kind of centered, which is what we're after. Looks like we're still getting cut off a little bit, so let's just add a little more padding. Let's just make this like 70. All right, there we go. So now we're looking pretty good, looking a lot closer, right? So we've got a block that looks pretty identical. Oh, it looks like they've got a little border around this video. I'm not sure I'm the biggest fan of that, but let's try and do that anyways. I believe that we can do borders in the videos. Looks like it. Let's use our primary color. Let's do, I think it was more like a, what, like maybe 4 pixel, maybe 5 pixel. Let's just go 6 pixel here. Just be certain. Looks like there's a little bit of a border radius that they had going on there, little rounded edges. Let's round those edges off a little bit. There we go. They definitely have a little drop shadow on that. All right, I think we're looking pretty close there. Let's preview that up. Okay, yeah. They probably had a 10 pixel border. I don't need to do this, but I do it anyways, because I'm making it perfect. All right, let's save this. Oh, Template Tuesday, 11, 27, 18, 27, pretty sure. Saving. Preview. All right, so I think we're looking pretty close here, right? Obviously different video. If we wanted to, we could probably just grab that video. That URL. All right, so I think we're getting pretty close here. It looks like their preview is a little different. Also, they've got the autoplay on. We can totally turn that on over here. That said, please note that Google Chrome may not respect the setting unless you start with the audio setting off. So that's something that Google Chrome came out with, I don't know, I think in July is when that happened, but they're trying to do their part to make the web a more pleasant place in general. And so they made it so that any auto-playing videos had to have their audio off, otherwise they wouldn't play those. So we're just going to go ahead and do that. Let's turn the audio off to start with. Although he definitely has it on his site, and Chrome will let that happen. So let's try and see what happens when we do that. Autoplay does not look like it works. See, I thought that would be the case. He's obviously got it going on over here, so I'm not sure what he's doing to make that happen. Video, take a look into that. Yeah, it's definitely not autoplaying now, is it? Let's see what happens if we go turn the audio off. Yeah, so it does start playing it there. I'm not sure how he's getting away with it here. Might be some sort of JavaScript hack that he's got going on to be able to kind of get around that. That may be what the deal is here. But regardless, we're close on this. Let me just see, is there any other settings you guys need to know about? Oh, this is kind of cool. Video color. Sometimes you may want to have text over your videos. That's kind of the biggest reason we've got this feature. We just kind of put a dark kind of overlay over the video, kind of styles your videos up a little bit. Let me just go ahead and actually show you that, to be honest. Make it make sense for you more. Just get a regular block like this. Let's get some text in here. Oops. Let's get some text in here. Some regular text like this. Just going to duplicate this button. Let's get open button now. Shrink that up a little bit. Jump in here. Let's make a whole bunch of space for it. Just like that. Go to background, select a video, and add that URL from him before. And then here I would want this to be dark. Now, this is great for kind of like stylized backgrounds. So a lot of times, here, let me just set these to white. I'll explain that. All right, let's go to white. All right, so as you can see, adding that darker kind of overlay there makes it so this text kind of pops out. Obviously, this particular video has got a lot more in there than what I would normally use. So something great for this, let's just go to YouTube, see if we can find YouTube background video. Let's see what comes up. Yeah, so something like this is cool. So take this, and just come right in settings here. Let's change out this video. Update. So there we go. It's looking a lot better. We do want to loop that video because it's just the background display. We can even make that background fixed. Although you're not going to be able to see that unless we have a block here below it. So I'm just going to duplicate this and then move it down to the very bottom space. Oops. Move that on up. All right, so let's see here. That's weird. Looks like it's possibly a little bug. Definitely something to get fixed. That's weird. So let's just take the fixed off for now. If we preview this, what did I do? Did I do anything? No, should be playing. Audio off, video, yes, settings, yes, loop video, yes, that's fine. Background, all right, let's try this one more time. Let's save and preview. Very, very odd. Maybe that's where the bug is. Maybe it's the background video positioning. Let's turn this off. Maybe that reset it. Oh no. Felt like it worked the first time when I was doing it though. Well, interesting. You can probably get the picture though. I'm gonna submit this immediately. Submit that bug immediately after Template Tuesday. Try and figure out what's going on with that. But you can kind of see we've got the the dark overlay on here that allows our text to kind of pop out just like this. We'd have kind of a nice looking video going on there in the background. Oh, this isn't working. Showing up for some reason. Maybe if we do audio. One last attempt just to show you guys. This is kind of a nice looking effect. Nope, that's okay. Well, regardless, the purpose of this page was to get this block kind of looking exactly like what we needed it to. Just come in here, delete this other one. Delete. So now we've got a block that definitely matches this page that we pulled it from. Obviously, this kind of stuff is super easy to do. It's just another background. Or actually, it looks like it's probably the same block, this whole thing, and then just another row with column here, the arrow graphic right above the image. So that's an image and then an image. This thing is difficult to do. You probably use custom code for that, unless it's in the. Let's see, is that in the? Actually, might be on the background itself. No, so he's probably got some custom code in here to add that image right in there. If I take that out, then yeah, so it's gone from there. And then you just add your video or your image, text, image. Again, these are definitely all kind of custom coded the way that they are set up. But the rest of this is obviously very straightforward, right? You have header, subheader, text, image, same thing here. The rest of this page is pretty easy to make, pretty straightforward. So I'm not going to do that. That whole thing is another image, so those arrows aren't overlapping there. So yeah, you can kind of see how that would work. I'll save this block and I'll just pop the block into our marketplace since that'd be easy to do. But that should be it. Any questions? Maybe not. Does it look like it? Not yet. Anyways, feel free to comment in the video when you watch it later. Otherwise, enjoy your day. I hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving, and we'll see you next time for Template Tuesday. Best wishes. Take care.